Bisexual, and I was in a long-term marriage to a man, and then I was in a long-term marriage with a woman. We didn't identify as gay. I'm just on the side of the Kinsey scale that's more hetero. He was on the side of the Kinsey scale that was more gay. We're both sort of like hovering somewhere in that sweet spot of like, I'll fuck anybody. So my father died when I was 13. If I was like a shitty baby boomer era person trying to like analyze this scenario with like very basic Freudian pop psychology, I'd be like, clearly this guy lost his father, was then coddled by his mother, is now seeking the attention of a father figure. If you really wanted to know what my sexuality was, I would not say bisexual or curious or whatever. I love the word queer. It's all encompassing and it just means not what you're expecting. I think ultimately what we're figuring out as a planet is that trying to fit people into boxes just doesn't work. By hatred is just based on jealousy. Oh, you get to do all the stuff. Not fair. As someone who didn't come out to his family as gay, just showed up one Christmas with this other guy who I was clearly having a more than friendship with. And sort of like suffering through their weird looks, but never clarifying what the nature of our relationship was. Years later then, to hear my very conservative, very Christian, very Southern aunt say, oh, I'm so relieved that you, and I'm like, you can say it, like that you're not gay anymore. Yeah. She's like, that you found each other. Yeah, like I know what you mean. So my wife is Ukrainian. We all know what Russians are. From what I can tell, Ukrainians are like that, except even more so. I'm not out as queer to my wife's grandparents because they were so indoctrinated by the Soviet state. The Soviet propaganda that they were fed was everybody has homosexual urges, but only the weak among us give in to them. So if that wasn't written by a closeted gay person, I don't know what was. Not everybody has these urges, and some people are like fine with it, or like they, you know, that's what we're working with there. Actually, come to think of it, here's how I know we have a long way to go in this country. I don't think I ever actually officially divorced my husband. I think I just got married to my wife. I think I am still technically married to both of them. I think in the eyes of the state, straight marriage is so powerful that it just obliterates gay marriage by simply existing in the same room as it. My wife and I were having an affair for a significant part of my marriage to my husband. I had invented this whole new sort of sexual identity that was hitherto unknown, that being a closeted heterosexual. I'm like, wow, I've really invented something here. I'm publicly in a very intense queer relationship with this man, and I'm sneaking around having heterosexual sex with this woman. I was thinking, God, when I finally get free of this fucking fiasco of a partnership I have with this guy, I'm gonna fuck half of New York City. And then when it finally happened, I was like, no, I'm not. I'm already in a long-term relationship with this woman. I've been in it for years. This is now my relationship for the rest of my life. Now that we have fully exploded the sexual spectrum, everything is at least on the menu. Only now do I realize that heteronormative monogamy is my kink, and like that's what I want to do. When I say kink, I mean it. Like it's freaky, it's weird. It's that idea of like, okay, we're like cohabitating. We might pee with the door open, and that's normal, but like to make eye contact with my wife while I'm peeing is like a really intense level of intimacy. Like it's sexual, but it's not actual sex. It's sex adjacent. I fully believe that my wife is the one for me, and I will never have sex with anybody else for the rest of my life.